Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, it's Kat. Alright, so I am going to be doing my very first book haul of 2024. I bought a couple books and I'm really excited for all of them and I'm hoping to get to all of them. I've heard nothing but great things for each of these books, so I think we're off to a good haul. If you've read any of these books, please let me know what you think about it. And if you're wanting to read any of these, let me know which ones you're anticipating. So we'll start off with Radio Silence. This is by Alice Oseman. And this is such a beautiful edition of this book. Let me just show you guys, I love everything about it. Like the color palette, the artwork, everything about this cover is so gorgeous. Radio Silence is one of Alice Oseman's more popular novels. She is known for writing the Heartstopper series, which is another series I'm hoping to get to soon. But Radio Silence, I don't know too much about it. I believe it's about two people who are kind of like part of a podcast. One person created the podcast and the other person is like an avid listener of the podcast, and I don't think they know about each other's identities. Also, there's other secrets that come into light, and those secrets are going to like test their friendship or whatever ship is going on in here. So I don't know much about it. I just know it's about a podcast. Somehow a podcast fits in the storyline. After that, I have The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. This is by Stuart Turton. This book is pretty big in the book community. I believe it's about Evelyn Hardcastle, who will die at a party that's thrown at her house. And another character named Aiden, he wakes up every day in a different body of a different guest until he finds out who murdered Evelyn. I am excited. I hear that if you're a fan of like Agatha Christie novels, then you're going to enjoy this book. I'm excited to eventually get to this one too. After that, I have Dark Matter. This is by Blake Crouch. Dark Matter, I don't really know too much about this. There's like a running theme here. I don't know too much about any of the books I own. This, I hear, is like a sci-fi thriller, but I've heard nothing but splendid things about this book. I've heard that the twists are twisty. I heard the plot twists and the mystery and everything surrounding this book is really mind-blowing. So I am very much excited to get to this book. Actually, this would be my first novel by this author, so I definitely want to get into his books because I've heard nothing but great things about this author. And plus, if he writes like sci-fi, mystery and stuff, I feel like that is an interesting blend of genres. Definitely looking forward to this one. Then I have the Folk of the Air series, or the Cruel Prince series by Holly Black. I got it as a box set. In here we have Cruel Prince, Wicked King, and Queen of Nothing. I'm actually going to probably take it out of the box set because the box is falling apart. I have heard a lot of things about the series. It's a very popular fantasy series. I think it surrounds fays or something. I haven't really read anything that involves fays, so I'm very unfamiliar with that territory. I think it's about a human who's kidnapped and comes into the fae world. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's a general idea, at least in the beginning. But I heard it's a really great series and a fun series to read. A lot of people are huge fans. Of course, there's also some reviews and some people who aren't a huge fan, but for the most part, a majority of people really like this series. So I decided to pick it up. I don't know when I'll get to this, but hopefully soon. This would be my introduction to like fae fantasy. The next book I have is one that I'm extremely excited, like super excited to get to soon, and that is called Starter Villain by John Scalzi. Just look at this cover. Okay, look at this cover. The cover sold me, guys. A cover with a cat will always sell me no matter what. This book, I believe, is about the main character. He inherits, his uncle dies, and he ends up inheriting his uncle's supervillain business. And as he inherits it, he also has enemies that are coming after him. And I guess these cats are like super agents and stuff like that. So I think it's going to be a really fun one. I've heard and I've read a couple of reviews. I haven't heard too much about this book in the book community, like BookTube and stuff, but I've read some reviews on Goodreads and people said it's hilarious, it's funny, it is just such a good time, and I'm definitely always all about books that give me a good time. So I'm excited, and this cover is everything. Another book that I'm really excited to get to is The Sword of Kaigen. This is by M.L. Wang. Sword of Kaigen is a very, very well-known novel within the fantasy world. And since I am slowly making my way through the fantasy genre, slowly, I decided that Sword of Kaigen would be one I'd want to read next, only because it's very, very well liked by a lot of fantasy readers. The most I know about this book, and I'm just going to keep it that way because I don't want to know too much so I can enjoy this more, is it's a fantasy book, and it has to do with the Matsuda family, and it also has to do with like mother-son relationships, I believe. I heard that it's very emotional and gut-wrenching and pulls at your heartstrings, and you know what? I'm all about that. I've been in a very emotional place because I just finished reading Manacled by Sen-Lin Yu, and oh my god, I will have a whole review about that later, but this book I'm excited to get to just because I've heard amazing, stellar things about it, and it's chunky, but if I can get through Mistborn, I can get through this. Alrighty guys, so that's all I have for this haul. Once again, let me know if you've read any of these books and if you've enjoyed any of it, and let me know what you're reading, and I will talk to you later. Bye.